So I'm Kabelo Kalebe. I'm from a small town in the northwest, Mackince. And I learned cooking there. And it's home. Nobody thought that could go to Mackince and then go around the world learning how to cook. So basically my education was I went to Burj, FET, and then dropped out of that. That's like before I dropped out of high school. And then I went to Mackince hotel school to go learn how to pursue my dream. What got me into cooking? I just saw like a niche market where chefs are always needed every day. People eat every day. So I just saw that it's an industry that doesn't need a lot, but you can actually get a lot from it. We say there's a lot of chefs, but it's a very small society because each and every one of us know each other. So personally, what I love cooking is oxtail and samp. My mother used to do it the best way, but today I'm just going to be doing like a simple, easy meal that I'll be cooking with under 15 minutes. Actually, 15 to 10 minutes. So what I'll be cooking is a pan-seared basa fish with seared carrots and tomatoes and a seared romesco lettuce, dressed in balsamic vinegar and topped off with some basil and some edible flowers. What I need to make this meal, I need some basa fish, of course, some carrots, some tomatoes, a bit of butter, some iceberg lettuce, some basil, and 1 part sugar, 1 part balsamic vinegar, and I just reduced it down into like a sticky, reduced balsamic dressing, right? So now what I'm doing now, I'm just quickly gonna peel the carrots before I blanch them. So what you're just gonna do, just gonna melt the butter. Your pan can be on 3 or 5, between 4 and 6 on the stove. Like it's about stove like 1, 2, 3 until 9, depending on which stove that you're using. What you need is that some flavor into it. So the reason why you would want to use butter, salted butter, on pan-searing a fish is because that it's packed with a lot of flavor, and we're cutting away from adding over salting the dish, right? But now there's 2 differences. I mean, there's margarine at home and there's butter in the kitchen where we work. Margarine is like it's missing 1% for it to be plastic, and it's not good for you. And whenever you're frying a fish, margarine will release a lot of water, so it's not good for frying, essentially. That's why we use butter. So what I'm doing now, I'm just basting the fish so that it gets an even coat of butter all around, and it gives it a good color on it. So we have some lettuce. So I'm just gonna put it into the pan with the butter, face down, so that we get an even coat also in the cooking. So we're just gonna wilt it a bit. Wilting is like just making it semi-soft. So I'm just gonna put it down, face down. Woo! For about like a good minute, just to like render it and get the flavor into the strands of the lettuce, right? So you'll just get an even cut on it. It's gonna look charred also. It's like grilled, but it's sauteed. So the butter flavor will give it immense flavor. Also, I'll just turn it on so you can see how it looks now. So that's what we're looking for. We still want to keep the crunch in it, but not let it die out with sogginess and so forth. And then what I'll get next is the carrots. Into the same pan. Remember, we're building one flavor pellet. So now, because we're building the same flavor profile, I'll just add the carrots at one go. And then what I'll do is that I'll also add the tomatoes. There's just small germ tomatoes, very nice for such a meal or salads. I'll just add them in, just sear it. I'm just going to give it a bit of color with the tomatoes. Of course, some of them will just pop out a bit, but now you see the lettuce took most of the butter from the pan, so I'm just searing it off and giving the carrots a bit of cayenne tomatoes, and then from there, I'll take the most important element. It's the balsamic reduction, where we just coat the vegetables and the tomatoes, and then from there, I'll prepare the plate for plating so that you can see the end result of the dish. So that's done, just remove it. So when we plate, we also look at, we build height. The higher it looks, the more it looks, and the more appealing and mouth-watering it gets to you as an individual. So now, I'm just gonna take the fish and plate it over the carrot and the tomatoes. I've punctured that, flip it over, get the good color side, then just let it on top, boom. From there, what I'll do, I'll just reglaze the salmon just a bit, create that impact and flair, you know. So what you're gonna do next, we just get the microgreens, get the excess water off. So I'm just gonna set the microgreens on top. It's gonna give it a nice dash of color, and the dish is perfectly done. And that's the dish. A simple, quick and easy, 12 to 15 minutes dish. It's a Mackince basa fish with cocktail tomatoes, baby carrots, lettuce, and reduced balsamic vinegar topped with microgreens. So yeah, please do try it out at home, and give us a shout on our social media platforms. Twitter is Superkabza, Instagram is Superkabza, and you can catch us also for bookings at www.superkabza.co.za. Yeah, try it out, have fun, it's amazing, and yeah, thank you very much.